I just killed my boss. I was a hitman before all this. A few days ago, I got a mission to take out a famous billionaire. But that night, everything went wrong, and the mission failed completely. While I was escaping, my boss called and told me to run for my life. He said my employer might silence me, so I planned my escape carefully so other killers couldn't track me. But when I went home to take my wife with me, the people hunting me were already there. To force her to talk, they beat my unarmed wife. Anger filled me, and I knew running would only put my family in danger. So I decided to fight back. All I knew was that my hunters were a man and a woman, and they left in a green taxi. That was enough for me to find them. After making sure my wife was safe, I started my revenge plan. I walked around the streets pretending to be a tourist. Soon, I spotted a green taxi and noted the company name. Late at night, I went to that company and pulled all their taxi records from the system. I quickly found the car that had gone to my home. Then I traced the driver. Early the next morning, I waited outside the taxi company. Soon the driver showed up, and I got into his car like a normal passenger. When we left the busy area, I quietly took out my gun. He froze, thinking I just wanted to rob him. I took his wallet and asked if he remembered a big order from 3 days ago. He did. He said the passengers were a man and a woman. They left from a private airport and went to a hidden villa deep in the woods. That villa was my home. An hour later, they returned to the airport. Then he begged me to let him go. But someone who spills everything so easily can never walk away. He was innocent, but I still killed him without hesitation. I took his radio and wallet to make the scene look like a robbery. Next, I had to deal with my boss, because the driver said they only followed the GPS, and the only one who knew my home address was my boss. So I bought a ticket with a fake passport and flew to him. He worked in a secure apartment building with face scan access. I disguised myself as a cleaner and waited. When a delivery guy approached the door, I pushed my trash bin and followed him in. He was delivering to my boss, but I didn't follow right away. 7 seconds later, the door locked again. I acted calm and drank water from the sink. When the delivery guy came out, I stopped the door with my foot and walked in with my toolbox. My boss's secretary was shocked, but she had no choice and brought me to him. My boss was surprised but calm. He wasn't going to tell me anything. I handed zip ties to the secretary and made her tie him to the chair. Then I told her to tie herself up in the bathroom. I smashed his computer with a nail gun to scare him, but he only said it was business, and he had to protect his client. So I shot 3 nails into his body. If I didn't pull him out in 6 minutes, he would suffocate. He held on for only 3 minutes before collapsing. I quickly put newspapers on the floor, and soon he stopped breathing. I stuffed his body into a big trash bin without leaving a trace. The secretary was terrified and confessed before I even asked. She said she knew the employer's info, but wanted me to spare her life. I followed her into the elevator. All the files were at her home, but 2 strangers suddenly walked in midway. She didn't dare ask for help, but one of them joked, "Need any help getting rid of that body?" Luckily, it was just a joke. We arrived at her home, and I found my order card. On the back were 2 wire transfer numbers belonging to the man and woman who tried to kill me. Their information was all there. I also found the employer's details.